Hey everybody, welcome to Pause for the Cause. This is our Pause for the blog, and we are going to discuss a business structure that allows for a 50-50 profit split for employees. So I was having a discussion recently on Reddit. Someone was advocating for a Marxist-inspired business structure to be rolled out and forced upon all businesses. I had to, I wanted to intervene and kind of highlight some of the pitfalls and offer some solutions that wouldn't be so extreme. I'm not huge on extremes. I prefer balance and harmony. So I typically dismiss the ideas because of the extreme nature. However, he explained it in a manner that I could see his vision. Unfortunately, it would create a lot of problems that he wasn't able to see. So I tried to explain some of those things. So just to be clear, I don't believe that we should force any business model on privately owned companies. I think that freedom of choice is important, and that includes the ability to run your business as you see fit. However, the conversation inspired me to come up with a business idea or an idea for a business model that would be a more balanced approach than what we have today. The system still maintains the owner employee structure, and the employees are still paid an hourly wage. However, we establish a 50-50 split when it comes to profits. So 50% of the profits go to the owner, the other 50% go to the employees. So it's distributed equally among the employees based on how many hours they worked in the quarter. So it could easily be implemented in both a single owner business or even a publicly traded company. It would provide financial incentive to every employee to maximize profits for the company, and it would reward all employees a fair share of those profits. I mean, it takes all of the employees for the business to be successful, so I believe that all of the employees should benefit. Now, it also maintains the current salary structure, so people can be paid different according to their role within the business, the position, their experience, their skill, their ambition. There's a lot of different factors that still need to be able to be accounted for, and that's why we maintain that salary aspect. So let's take a look. I did want to note, I did want to show him how the system would work and also incorporate some of the ideas that he had regarding business ownership being granted to employees at regular intervals. So let's take a look at a hypothetical scenario. I could be the owner of XYZ company. I would get my 50% of the profits to do whatever I went with, and the other 50% of the profits would go equally distributed out to the employees. So the employees still get an hourly pay, so they still have the security of the steady paycheck. They would just also have the added benefit of the profit sharing structure that provides an incentive to be more efficient. So it's a win-win for the company and for the employees. So now let's implement the part that he was advocating for. It's a little bit different than the way he wanted it, but let's implement an employee ownership piece to that business. So I could take and I could set up the structure where we split the company into 10 shares. 5 of those shares go into an employee pool for distribution. Now, we put a rule in place that states when a distribution would cause the employee pool to reach the halfway mark for being distributed from the previous threshold, it triggers a stock split before it processes. Let's also put a rule in place that says for every full quarter worked, each employee gets 1 share of stock. Now, I hired Jeremy to help build a program for me. For the sake of simplicity, he starts on January 1st. He really helps me get the program written, set up, going in the right direction. So remember, I'm paying Jeremy a salary, so he's already getting compensated for his time. When we hit the end of the first quarter, April 1st, the employee shares would get distributed. Since Jeremy's got a full quarter of time, then he would get his first share with the company and the associated rights that come along with that ownership or that portion, the fractional ownership there. So now we've got the ball rolling. We decide that we need to hire a couple more people. So in May, we decide to hire Sarah and Kathleen. They're going to help us with the marketing. That's great. Quarter ends, January 1st, July 1st rolls around. Jeremy gets his second share with the company. And since the company hasn't started making any money yet, there's no profits to distribute. Sarah and Kathleen both have to wait till the following quarter since they came in mid quarter. However, I'm still paying each of the employees their salary, and progress continues to be made. Jeremy's doing a great job with the program, and Kathleen and Sarah are getting all the marketing ready so we can start rolling that out as well. October 1st rolls around. Since there's only 3 of the 5 shares left in the employee pool, the stock split would trigger. So now Jeremy, because he had 2 shares initially, after the split, Jeremy now owns 4 shares prior to the distribution. The 3 shares remaining in the employee pool would be doubled, so we've got 6 in there now, and 3 of those shares would be distributed out to Jeremy, Kathleen, and Sarah. So each employee gets their fair share, when it comes to, how the company's being split up. Jeremy's got 5 shares now. Both Sarah and Kathleen have 1 share. I still have my 50% of the shares. Now, November, Jeremy decides he's happy with the program. It's great. It's running good, but he's ready to move on. He wants to start his business. Now, in this structure, he doesn't have to worry about the time that he's invested with the company. He doesn't have to feel like he's trapped there and has to stay until the company starts making a profit in order to get paid out. He's able to leave the company with his shares. He can hold on to them, he can sell them, but if he holds on to them, he gets to maintain his right in the company that he helped, get off the ground. So I hired Desiree in December. She replaces Jeremy. January 1st rolls around. There's 3 of the 6 shares in the employee pool, so another split occurs. Jeremy's, now up to 10 shares. He gets no shares this time because he's no longer an employee. Kathleen and Sarah both get another share. Desiree has to wait till the next quarter before she gets her first share. January is a good month. We hit a boom. We decide we need to hire Kevin and Paul with customer support. The company's finally able to generate a profit. So April 1st, with the new quarter, we distribute our shares. Another stock split would happen, and then Kathleen, Sarah, and Desiree all get their share, and then we get to distribute profits. 50% come back to me as the owner. The other 50% are equally distributed to all of the employees based on the hours they worked during the quarter. This way, every single employee reaps the reward for the work that they have contributed. Now, I can continue on, but I feel like you have a pretty good idea of the vision. So, 20 years later, I decide I'm going to leave the company. I'm going to give half of my shares, so 25% of those shares in the company, I'm going to give them back to my current employees. I get to split it based on their tenure. I'm just going to give it back because they helped build that business, and I want to do something for them. They've helped make it a success, even though they're getting their ownership. I still want to do that. I want to give it back to them. And they get a nice chunk out of it, and then they vote for a new CEO. So we have our democratically run process there for all of our shareholders, which at this point, as long as nobody's sold any of their shares to an outside source, the vote would be entirely comprised of people who had worked at the company at some point in time. Alternatively, I could take my shares and sell them and take the company public. And, we would have investors on one half of the shareholder side. We'd have employees also contributing to that as well. So we'd still have a democratically run system. But in order for everything to work, we have to keep that split between owners and employees. I think that this is key to making sure that everything works properly. And honestly, having options is a good thing. So we want to make sure that we have different options available. So I'd like to know from you, do you think that this structure would work? What are some of the concerns that you have that you feel like could be a problem? Now, I appreciate your time, guys. Uh, I know that this is a lot of information to take in, but give it some thought. If you like the idea, let me know. If you like this video, hit the button, hit the like button, subscribe for notifications. You know, whatever the case may be. You know, we appreciate your time. I know how valuable time is. It's a finite resource, so I truly do appreciate your time that you have given and the attention that you've provided us today. If you want to support this message, share the video, share the website, go to pauseforthecause.com, join our peaceful protest. Don't spend money on at any corporate owned businesses on days that end in an 8. So the 8th, the 18th, and the 28th of each month, shop local, support small businesses. Let's show the corporations that we are ready for a change and that we want something done. Again, guys, thank you for your time today. You have a great day. I'll see you later.